Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You have reached the 4-letter. I still don't know what to do about the end. Somebody tell me what to do about the end, because I got all that, because NWO for life. I can do that, but I need the letter N something square. But anyway, welcome to the show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we've got a wonderful show lined up for you, because we're going to be talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, the best of the villains. And by what we mean by that, we're going to talk to you about the lamest villains that we've ever seen anywhere, and we don't know why they chose that person as a villain, or men were they written badly. And then to reverse that, we're going to have the best villains, like the villains like, man, that's a good villain. Man, that person was written correctly. And we're going to talk about it. We all have our own opinions. And this is one time where we actually don't have any that overlap. So, yeah, we've got a lot to talk about tonight. And, of course, I am never alone because, once again, this is 4-letter nerd, not that guy talking at the camera to you. So let me stop talking at the camera to you and bring on my co-host. First and foremost, because he's not here, it's Mayhem. Oh, it's not me. Oh, he's not there. Dang. Oh, well, he can come in later. But anyway, first up, we've got Mr. Black from the waist down. You know him as Daddy. It's Michael Berger. Fine.
Why do I feel like I just got put on a game show or something, and I'm supposed to come running down? Woo!
Yeah,
and then just everybody picks their numbers, and I go $1.
$1, Drew.
I'll buy that for $1.
Oh, what? Hey, oh, wait, you can't see. Yeah, look what I'm wearing. OCP, Omni Consumer Products. I'd definitely buy that for $1. Then, of course, we've got the one that holds us all together, the one to bind us, to bring us together, and sometimes keep us in line and keep us in check unless we're completely off the rails. Yes, I'm talking about you again. And that, of course, is Lady Sidonai.
I want to know why that description was starting off as the One Ring.
Right?
Because I know you like Lord of the Rings, so
You said one to bind us. I was like, where's this going?
Look, I know you like the Lord of the Rings, so I want to give you a little bit of the Lord of the Rings.
What about second extended edition?
What about 11Z's edition?
Second breakfast. Yummy.
And now, and he, you know what? He's not there again. It's okay. I still love him. I'm gonna give him crap though.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is. There he is. So just to let you know, this is the second time I've brought you in, sir. Just to let you know.
I tried to signal to you backstage that I would not be ready for reasons.
I know you weren't ready. That's why.
Oh, so you were being petty. Gotcha.
Yes, I was.
That's why I went with you first. Come on now.
Sir. How can I not
That's
be
the
ready?
running bit. That's the running bit. Okay. All right. Well, I'm here. It's a
Hi,
pleasure to
Kat.
see your beautiful faces.
Hi, Mayhem. Hi, me. Hi, Daddy. This is all coming from our number one fan, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Are you good, sir?
Hi, Ray.
Hey,
He's
Daddy.
having a little issue. Don't mind him.
No. Don't do that.
No. So, as the person that shows all the pictures, I got to say we've got some really good picks in our picks today. What's up, Greg? And none of them overlap. Which
Yay!
Hi, Greg.
No repeats.
No repeats. No regrets. No repeats.
No regrets.
Not the Spider-Man.
That's
Not-
still
No
one of my.
retreat, no surrender.
That is still one of my all-time favorite things
It
for
is.
the movie.
Not one. Like not even
one.
a letter.
None.
Not even a letter. Nope. Okay.
I love that movie.
It is so good. You guys are getting paid?
Right?
But yes, tonight we will be talking about the best and the worst villains. And we've got some picks, and you're all probably going to agree with them.
Mm-hmm.
And actually,
That's the dream.
I'll put that there, put this there, because that's not as bad. And one of mine is technically a concept, but the movie I chose it from, you'll understand if you've seen the movie.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm
That's why
sure.
you were
Event
okay with
Horizon.
mine. Got you.
I'm just saying, y'all might understand it. I'm sure Bergie has seen the movie that I'm going to reference, but Mayhem might. He lives in New York, so we'll see.
As long as it's not that one where you have that horrible cartoon intro. I didn't see that one. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't you hate Bergie? Don't you
That
hate on
was
our
a
intro?
theory, sir, and you know what?
The
No,
shade began so early this morning. Okay.
No.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm not putting up with that. No.
Wow.
Don't talk about my cartoon like that.
Wow, that was
I
some
finally got
major
tossed out of a
ejection
show.
there.
Yes. I've been trying, but no one would ever throw me out. Man.
Oh, he's been trying to get thrown out. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, but Mayhem always thinks I'm goofing on him. He just leaves me alone. He just lets me go.
I got tough
Well,
skin.
you talked about my mysterious cities of gold, sir. I can't let that slide. I got to kick you for that.
Our house in the middle of the street.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, he's been singing that for the past 20 minutes in the pre-show.
Let's all sing it together. Our house in the
I'm
middle
not
of
singing
the
this song with you, not this song. Let's pick another
So,
song.
what's tonight's topic?
It's villains. Good,
Right?
Villains,
bad,
villains.
ugly.
in the middle of the
Right. So who's gonna go first?
You know what?
Cat, of course.
We're gonna make Mr. Sing Along Man go first.
Oh, haha.
I'm okay
Step
with
rotor mayhem.
If you follow the show, you know where it's from.
Kelly, that's
Step
definitely
rotor
gotta be-
mayhem. What are you doing?
Step Rotor Mayhem. Give us your list.
Oh, by the way, Kat, I think yours and Nicole's package got delivered to the office.
Oh,
Oh,
Hey.
oh,
that's
And this
exciting.
is how it starts. Don't
Ooh.
screw
Has
my
it been
own.
opened?
Nope.
What does Mayhem shirt say? It says, sure, right after this raid, bro. Actually, though, excuse me. I always say bro.
Bro.
after this raid.
Don't worry. I'll start wearing the 4-letter nerd merch with Bergie next week. Bergie
My
fine.
4-letter nerd merch arrived today. That's
Yeah.
exciting news.
I looked at it and I was like, wait, and I said Katarina, and I went, oh dear God.
And
And Angie
you
goes,
know what it is.
Angie goes, what? I'm like, you don't understand. She goes, no, why isn't this something that's for Nicole and her? I was like, and I told her about it. She looked at me, she goes, why is there effing merchandise review? I went, I don't know. People like it. It's weird.
First of all, remove that.
I
I don't
showed.
know. Say people like
you
it. It
showed
gets
you
the
showed her on the
people going.
website.
Yeah, I showed her on the website. She just
I wish
she
you had
sat there
recorded
just-
her face.
She just sat there just shaking her head, not knowing why.
Hello, beautiful.
Because the
There are
fans
too
like it.
few perfect things in the world, and that is one of them.
You know what? Snap, snap. That was amazing. That was amazing.
I love you all.
All right. Well, let's kick this off. I started with my top 3 worst villains. I try to stay away from, I think, a pick that Kat would have gotten, as well as for best, as well as for Bergie. Reggie, I think it was a toss in the air. So let's bring on.
You chose 2 of mine, and I already knew you were going to choose both of them. So I'm gonna let him have them.
Oh, okay. So then, respect. She secretly wants a pillow. I don't
Who
think
wants
it's
it,
secret.
me?
I don't think it's secret.
It's not a secret. They ordered it, so
I didn't order a pillow.
Allegedly. Anyway,
I didn't know. Listen,
not on her
ordering a
credit
pill-
card.
And ordering a pillow would have been weird.
Maybe.
I don't
No,
want to sleep
there-
on that.
Nope.
We can flip
And
it.
I don't want her boyfriend cuddling up to it. Come on.
He might.
I have to look that man in the eye and he's like, your pillow is so soft. No, shut up. Stop. Don't say that.
I can't wait to do that. All right. I guess let's go into the thing.
Are you ready,
let's-
sir?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
no, I'm Reggie.
I know. So this guy is called Naraku. He is from a famous anime you may know as Inuyasha. And let me tell you why I hate this goddamn guy. Okay, he started off really great. Like he was full of mysterious and zest and all this great
I
stuff.
was wrapped up in bandages. You didn't know what he looked like. What's going on?
He had that bamboo skin, that great ape bamboo skin for the longest. I was like, oh, when we finally get it, it's gonna be amazing. 20 seasons later, What is this garbage? Why am I still here? How many Shikon jewels do we have to find? Shards, excuse me, Shikon jewel shards we have to find. Kagome came back, then died, and came back, and then the other girl came back. Kikyo came back and died, and then
Sounds
all
like
these
a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
Right.
oh my God, it was.
Technically, most of the people inside of freaking Inuyasha technically have the power of the Phoenix Force of I'm not gonna stay dead.
Yeah, it's weird. So Shomaru lost an arm, got the arm back, got a new sword. Amazing. I still don't know why he's there. I don't even remember if he helped out in the end against Naraku. It was so long ago. Can we go through the phases of Naraku? So when we finally saw his face, that's what he looked like. Then we found out he was like this thing. I don't know what's the obsession with the octo tails and whatnot. I don't even know how we got here. This was not the final form we needed. This is not the final form we deserved after 20 seasons of watching this. It's not. Then we got the human form of him. Let's go to the next one. And it's just like, I would have preferred that. So number 3
I
on my
can't do
list.
socks with sandals. I'm
Wait,
sorry.
time out.
Already.
Did he rob MC Hammer's
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
So listen, if you watch Inuyasha, what did it show? Did it show on Channel 9? I think at first or whatever, and then you went to Cartoon Network or whatever. You spent years waiting for the conclusion. I think we had about 5, maybe 7 movies.
It's giving that white lady who did those hip hop videos.
Right. This is for hip hop because it's hip hop.
She's trying to get invited to the cookout.
You know, and then they had the nerve to be like, okay, guess what we're going to do? What? We're going to continue it. Now we're going to continue with everybody's kids and lineage.
I tried to watch that one. I couldn't.
Everybody
I watched
was just like, no, we're good.
I watched the first half and I was like, all right, cool. Let me give it a try. And I'm like, you keep doing the exact same things over and over again. Oh, no, we have the magic jewel. Oh, no, a monster took the magic jewel. Now it's overpowered. We got to come together and use our powers. And it was every single episode that they did that.
Yo, shout out to you because you watched an episode. I watched the trailer and I was like, nope, don't need it.
I tried the first half and I'm like, this ain't it. This
Facts.
was not it.
So that was my number 3. Let's move on to my number 2.
They call him Mr. Glass.
If you watch all the series for M. Night, what was it? Unbreakable, I'm sorry, Split, and then on Glass. The actual villain being the organization at the end was the best part. Finding that out was the best part. Glass was one of the movies that was well criticized and not necessarily well received because they wanted to see the guy from Split, James McAvoy's character, whose name I forgot, it's like the monster or whatever, fight Bruce Willis, the Beast. There you go, Bruce Willis's character, and it ended like in a not so thrilling fight. I didn't care for it. I was just like, it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? But then towards the end, it was like, oh, there's an organization that does these things to heroes, even though we get comic books about it. They pretty much kill them. That's the short end of the stick. That's not even what it's about, but it was an amazing ending. However, Mr. Glass being a mastermind was an exaggeration. The most he did was mastermind. The info coming out later on, that was it. This man kept breaking his bones, brittle as glass for some reason, for no apparent reason. He got captured, drugged. He figured out how to do the drugs. Okay, there was nothing special about him. There was nothing mastermindful of this guy. Samuel Jackson's performance was amazing. When you look at the character, this was a waste of a character. I don't know if it's because
Waste
M.
of a
Night...
jacket.
That also.
I mean, tell me it's not giving you that vibe of like the what the hell were they? There was clothes you could wear, and it was like they would change color.
The hypercolors.
Yeah, the hypercolors. That's what
Yeah.
that outfit is.
I wouldn't doubt it. Listen, Samuel L. Jackson did his thing, but the writing, the acting couldn't save the writing. How about that? I think that was the best thing. Because Glass at the end, he's forgettable in the first one, in the second one. Even I don't think he made the appearance in the second or third one, but they might have made it at the end. And the third one, especially, is just like, why is you here though? Why is you here? And he's like, oh well, you know, I sent the thing, and then they'll find out soon. That's amazing. This is where this movie ends. What have you done? How did you get
Get
here?
here.
So
You really shouldn't be here.
you really shouldn't be here. Once again, great acting, horrible writing. I love the ending. I just this villain didn't make sense. And I just like, why? So much wasted potential. Let's move on, shall we? Thank you, beautiful. You haven't left me, but you're eating all the nuggets. Do you know what happens to a man that gets casted into a role that doesn't do shit?
Well, no. He stopped there
And
and
a
looked
waste of
menacing.
an actor. He's good.
I know.
He looked menacingly and bared his fangs and claws, and then got thrown across the area.
For like what,
Like
3
those
minutes?
press-ons look awful.
So Sabretooth in the X-Men movies was just trashed on. The first movie, you guys remember, he came out the snow. Oh, psh, away he goes. Did we ever see him again? No, not that guy. So then we get this guy. We get a little bit more dialogue, a little bit more with a personality, I would say.
That was a
And
trash movie, though.
It was trash. It was trash. Sabretooth, I want you to understand, Sabretooth as a villain in the 90s was a menace. Like, there's only been but so many people who went against him that survived. If I'm not mistaken, Shadowcat is one of them, as well as Jubilee. That man was a beast. He used to kill Wolverine. And I say kill, Wolverine heals, whatever. He used to beat Wolverine up all the time. But
and kill his women.
Right.
All the time.
And that became a whole thing. He used to hunt Wolverine down just to beat him up on his birthday. No wonder that man is crazy. Both of them. So like he was such a letdown. Why? And yes, like Kat said, this beautiful man is a great actor.
Liev is just a great actor.
However, his acting skills could not save the horrible writing that plagued. And we deserve better. After X1, 2, 3, all the other ones. Oh my God. We deserve so much better.
Don't even talk about Weapon. No, not Weapon X. What the hell's that dumb movie with where it went to theater with bad CGI? The prequel one with
Wolverine Origin.
Okay.
I saw that movie in the theater and I couldn't believe it when they're on top of the cooler reactor and it turned to just flat gray CGI. I just sat there like, huh?
Ryan Reynolds' original Deadpool.
Yes. I'm like, I paid money for this? Hold on, the movie's not done.
Unfortunately, we all paid money for that.
They ran out of budget. And they ran out of budget. Listen, I hope they bring him back. I hope they give him better personality. Oh my God.
That's what they had him do.
Yeah, I mean,
also when he grabbed Magneto's throat.
I don't remember him. Was Sabretooth Irish?
No.
Did he have
Canadian as well?
Yeah. Do they have cyborgs?
Honestly,
like
if
that?
they ever
isn't he Australian?
Liev, yes. Liev himself is Australian.
If they're ever going to bring him back as a whole different character in the new Marvel X-Men universe, and don't ever dare put him in Sabretooth now. You can't.
Fair enough.
Can't.
So those are my top 3 worst villains. I chose some movies that, once again, I hope I wouldn't trip over anybody else's selection. But I also chose some villains which I thought had great promise that all let us down. I do have an honorary mention. I was going to get to that.
Okay.
Which might be.
This is the only one that upset me.
All right, let's bring it out. Let's show the one that upset Reginald. Ladies and gentlemen, Skylar.
He's a great villain. He's unhinged and you never know what he's going to do. And he's just killing people to take the power.
For like the first 2 seasons.
That's not his fault, though. The writer's strike happened and that show went to shit.
Yep.
And now he's a bad villain. He made my list, goddamn. 100%. Skylar and the first season of Heroes. If you weren't there, oh my God.
The first 2 seasons of this was incredible.
It was.
I'll give you that.
Honestly, it was like, hey, they finally did X-Men on TV, but didn't call it X-Men.
Right.
And more realistic. It was amazing. It was amazing. Yes, Allison, you're 100% right. They did suffer from the writer strike. Heroes the show, but at the same time, after that, whatever seasons that came after it, he suffered as a major villain. Didn't he forget who he was at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody wiped his mind or something. I can't remember.
Sometimes
would
that
have been-
happens.
Listen, that would have been a great plot point if they had built it better. But you know what they didn't do? Correct. Show me not do anything. Bing! All right. So I'm just saying, honorable mention. To this day, I still have hope that they redo Heroes and they do it much better.
They did a second version of it that lasted a whole like 10 episodes and was like bounced off the air so fast. It was horrible.
Yeah.
The short film wasn't too bad.
Allison,
It wasn't too bad.
Allison, I understand. The writers were on strike. I'm not. I totally understand.
The way she wrote that, it reminds me of like Ross. We were on a break. Like,
or pivot.
yeah.
I agree.
That was definitely a Ross yell, Allison. I felt it.
Good ones. And those were my top 3. Do you want to go further or do you want to pick somebody else at this point?
Oh, you want to do all the bads first? Ooh,
Yeah.
Kinky. We can do that. Yeah, let's do that. We haven't done that before.
Thank you very much.
Switch it up a little.
Go rogue.
Go rogue.
All right. So that was your worst. So, Mr. Bergeron, Mr. Bergeron, are you ready?
Whoa,
Daddy is ready.
my.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, he said daddy's ready.
Daddy is ready. Let's
All
go.
right. So these are yours in order of your worst villains.
So number 3. Whoa.
He had to go baby stuffs.
All right. I was like, well, damn, Mayhem, don't
I
like
agree
my
with
picks yet.
I agree with your picks because man, these were
Horrible.
bad. They were bad.
You know, not to mention bad movies, but
my gosh.
bad villains. Like,
So bad.
damn.
So bad.
All right,
So
the
I-
anticipation is killing me. Show me.
Here's your first one.
All right. So this wasn't like, this is supposed to be how he actually looks like in the comic book and stuff. And if anybody doesn't know it, it's Green Lantern, the Ryan Reynolds led movie with Green Lantern. And Parallax was the main villain, and he is like Fear, and he hides out in the Green Lanterns in the Will. And the way they did this dude dirty. This villain was horribly done. They went to, and it became Dr. Hector Hammond. Now, this guy looked like a direct ripoff of what they did for the leader for the Incredible Hulk. So this was horrible. And the way reason being he gets this is like what was it? He was operating on Abin Sur's body, and somehow Parallax infected him and basically corrupted his mind. And this dude started like deforming himself, looking like, if anybody's ever seen the movie The Mask, started looking like that. Tell me he doesn't, like he really does.
He's talking about the Eric Stoltz and Cher movie,
Yes.
The Mask, not the Jim Carrey.
Oh, my
vehicle.
bad. I'm sorry. I forgot people aren't old like us. They don't
Yeah.
know that. Sorry.
I was with you. I was with you.
I was just waiting for Cher to come out and be like, it's okay, hon. You'll be fine. You know, and he tries to murder his father, who happens to be a senator, and they're at a birthday party, and Green Lantern makes an appearance for the first time in this movie, which horrible effing movie.
Don't give me a super suit. And whatever you do, don't make it animated.
Oh my God, the suit was so bad. So then we get Parallax, where he starts to come out of this guy. He consumes his life force. This is the villain they chose. Like, are you effing shitting me? This
These
looks
are
like
the aliens from Mars Attacks, like blown up.
This looks like a truffle that somehow got deformed on a tree that a pig just took a shit on.
Wow.
Look at it.
Wow.
This is
I have never had
horrible.
anything described so clearly to me before.
God, this was so bad. It's like, what were you thinking? No. And then the next scene shows him how he absorbed the dude's like essence to become a thing. And in the movie, the way he kills him is Green Lantern realizes, oh, I can't fight him on Earth. It's way too much. I'll make damage Earth. So he flies in outer space, and they go on a space chase, and somehow he gets too close to the sun, gets sucked in, and dies. The living embodiment of Fear dies because he got sucked into the sun.
No, don't forget. He strapped 6 rockets to him and fired him at the sun.
Don't give a shit. It was bad.
Hey, Superman almost died to a guy born from the sun. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he just put him in an elevator. That took care of that.
You ever when in Deadpool when he did in the second Deadpool movie, he's talking about Cable and he goes lazy writing. That's what this whole movie was.
Yes.
Lazy fucking writing. Horrible. And that's why we probably haven't seen Green Lantern now for like what 13 years, and he should have been a major part. Even if it's on TV or something, we should have seen this. The backstory of Green Lantern, everything with the Lantern Corps.
Hey,
amazing.
We got him in Wonder Woman, right? He made an appearance.
Did he make an appearance in Wonder Woman? I thought it was in
Martian Manhunter. We've got
it was
the
in Justice League.
We got a bunch of the lanterns at the beginning of Justice League for the Zack Snyder.
Did they all die? Because it seems like they all died and only one.
They all died.
Okay,
I think so.
All but a handful.
Well, pretty much this movie killed the Green Lantern Corps for about 13 years. So who knows if we'll ever see it again? I'm praying we will. So this is my number 3. This is my worst. I think one of the worst movie villains, and the CGI in this movie is horrible.
It was bad.
Go to number 2 because it gets, I think, worse.
So I had this one under consideration.
This is what Galactus should look like.
Mm-hmm.
This is Galactus. This is the devourer of planets. You know, he's basically a god that cannot be defeated. This is what this man is. Then the Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer gives us some other shit. They give us a cloud.
So
he looked like a fart cloud in outer space with hooks.
Do you remember when they did the shadow and it showed the 4 horns? Like, I was like, oh snap, and then we got this, and there's
what in the actual hell is a fart cloud?
Okay,
this.
And why is that in your Rolodex?
I don't know, but this is what it is. It's like a fart cloud that just has hooks.
You know what? If you think about it, all right. If you look at the little purple thing to the far left, it looks like it's coming out of something. Farts are projectile to an extent.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's move on.
Yeah, but this was like they couldn't come, and I get it. Like at the time when they were coming out with this, it was
Steven.
The size of him, the way they were going to make it, it would have looked really bad. It would have been like a giant playing with a little toy. And it would have been like, how the hell are we defeating this man? Like, there's nothing on Earth. It's just the 4 guys here and the Silver Surfer. That's it. I get you had to have some liberties and make something different, but seriously, a space cloud? Like, there's something they could have definitely done better with this. This was just horrible.
It's
and
like,
what
do we look like to an ant?
Allison feels
do that.
Like there's
what
some
we
things
look
we don't
like
need to
to an
know
ant.
what they look like.
But then the other thing is like this is if everybody remembers like one of the War of the Worlds, like one of the posters, it looked like they had one where the hooks were digging onto the planet.
Oh yeah,
that's what this reminds me of. Like, just no. Like there was a lot of issues with the movie in general, but this could have been something. And I think where I see with Mayhem now, and I see it to the left-hand side, where it looks like the cloud is coming out of something. Looks like you see 2 sets of legs there at the bottom. That right there where your mouse was over there, it looks like it's his arm.
Yeah.
I could see something of it, but still trash.
It's trash.
This was
trash.
Bad. Like really, really bad.
Very bad.
But I enjoyed the Silver Surfer chase. That was amazing.
The Silver Surfer part was not too bad. Lawrence Fishburne did the voice of it and stuff like that. Cool concept of him.
And the actor who played Silver Surfer, he does a lot of those. I forget his name.
Oh, bodysuit CGI characters?
Well, he does like Abe Sapien and Hellboy and
the small lean guy.
Yeah, and he was in Star Trek Discover.
Captain Saru.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't think. I met him too, and I
know. I can picture him. He's a lovely, lovely man, but I
absolutely amazing man. If you ever get a chance to meet this man, go meet him, and he gives amazing hugs. He is so cool. I met him at Granite last year.
And he's so
nice.
Sweet, such a loving person.
Yes.
And he did a phenomenal job with the body work of Silver Surfer. He looked fantastic.
Doug Jones,
yes.
Thank you.
I knew it was like 2 short names. Thank you, Allison.
All right, so my number 1 pick of ultimate, like just trash villains that they put on TV. Go for it.
Do it. Yeah. Oh my God.
Good God. Tell me this does not look like the Easter heads from Easter Island, like one of the heads, like for crying out loud, look at them.
Yes, it does.
Like you did Dr. Doom, one of the greatest villains in Marvel history. This was this guy.
Listen, the previous Doctor Doom was a tough act to follow.
This is what you came up with for the concept, Mayhem?
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. So far, nobody has said a certain Joker.
Well, he was on my, God, you don't even know my honorable mention list was going to be way too freaking long. Like, it was horrible. I had too many people on it.
Okay.
But this look of him, like, he can't even move his mouth. And the actor who played him was actually a decent actor. I've seen him in other stuff. He did a great job. But this movie was just straight hot garbage. The bodysuit, it looked like it was melted metal on him, the way it made it look. It just was not right. And then one of the scenes where he's on the planet or wherever in the dimension, he has this like weird like glow to him, like he's got the planet attached to him or something. Like this when he uses his powers. It's like the weird planet. And I know we trapped him there because when they came out of it and they all got the power and he got left behind, he stayed there for a year. Okay, cool. You know, I get that. This screamed more Annihilus to me, not Dr. Doom. This should have been more Annihilus for a character or a start of the character and make him, transform into that. This was garbage.
Garbage.
Yeah, no, this was a bad statue. Like,
hey,
wow.
We got Michael B. Jordan. Okay.
You know, I didn't mind his character on it, and I actually had Reggie. I took one image from one of the good things I thought from this movie was the way they did the Thing.
Okay, yeah.
I actually liked the look of this. It looked a lot better than the way they did the Michael Chiklis version, where he looked like he was perfectly like pebbled. Like it looked like a perfect suit that was made. This at least looked more rock-like. You know,
like
he
organic.
looked more organic in a way. This was probably the best thing, and I didn't mind Michael B. Jordan playing Storm. I thought Johnny Storm. I thought he did a decent job. The movie was just garbage.
You said
all the way
Storm,
around.
And I was like, Aurora. Okay, never mind.
But yeah, no, those are my 3 worst villains of all time, I think, that they've made. And I had some honorable mentions that are pretty bad too.
Listen, I feel like we're getting very passionate, okay?
As we should.
Hold on, I got some comments real quick. So pre-MCU and post-phase MCU 4 is trash. Okay, Stevens is
no argument.
He's going ham in the comments. June McMahon, Dr. Doom was amazing, but I'm a diehard Charm fan. He was so good with Cole.
I didn't mind him as Dr. Doom because he had the persona of like outside of the suit. I thought he fit it perfect.
Yeah,
but his best role was Nip Tuck. I'm sorry. Let's just go there.
Okay, that's
Nip
fair
Tuck
enough.
was his best role.
No, all right.
Okay.
Getting spicy today.
It is. All right, madam, are you ready?
Oh, we're not going to do his honorable mentions for worst?
He did.
He didn't put them because he said it would be too long of a list.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I thought I sent them to you for the honorable mention.
Hold on, let me take a look.
20 list later.
One moment, please.
Please hold.
Oh.
Oh, you did.
These we can buzz through really quick, but I think these were some of the worst ones I've seen.
I hated this movie.
I'm sorry. You give me this is Cobra Commander.
Look
the
at
way
his
he looks
face.
at the end. That the end is what he's supposed to look like, not the two in the middle. Like Jesus.
This is like Dr. Mindbender.
Yeah.
And
very
Destro.
Dr. Mindbender. And it's like a weak ass Destro with like I don't know what the hell those
weak ass
things are on his cheek or something.
I don't.
But his expression all the way on the left, that's my favorite.
Technically, Sandman reformed, so he's not a villain.
Yeah, he's not that bad. But I thought this was one of the worst ones because it's Cobra Commander. I thought he could have been a better villain, and they just trashed on him in the first movie and just made him garbage. They didn't redeem it in part 2 any better, but this was definitely garbage. This is one of mine. if anybody remembers the dogs from the first Incredible Hulk movie,
Oh my god!
that he gave them the serum to make them look like this. Like this is look at that dog on the right with the brown dog. Look at the size of the jaw. Tell me it does not look like something that would have been in the Mask movie with Jim Carrey.
Right?
He put it on.
Yes, yes.
Horrible.
Hot take. I have yet to watch the first Incredible Hulk movie.
Don't worry, you're not missing much.
I did it purposely.
And the animation in that is look at that. Like that's just look at the face. Oh my god!
Like he went against dogs.
Yeah,
his dogs.
He went to see his father, and his father had the dogs and sicked the dogs on him. And you can see how bad the CGI is here. This is how bad this movie is. Ang Lee was the director of this movie. This man decided to take a shit one day and was sitting in his bathroom looking at the mirror and took a shit. And when he made the Hulk out and do the like that, that was him looking into the mirror taking a shit. That's what he made the Hulk's face look like.
He was out here trying to do the best he could. I'll definitely say this. Look, Lou Ferrigno did not walk those many miles on that TV for us to get this movie, okay? He did not. No. Lady Sidonai, you have somebody asking, shouldn't you be Zushin?
Oh, judging.
Okay.
I have nothing to judge. You need to give me things to judge.
And then I think I threw one more in here.
No,
did I have one more?
That's all.
All right.
All right. So those are
good
mine.
honorary picks. Good honorary picks.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
I thought they were garbage.
And next up,
is it my turn?
It is your turn.
All right. So this was a very overwhelming task. There are so many bad villains out there that I had to like give myself like stricter guidelines. So I decided to stick with something that I'm always very super passionate about, and that's DC. So I chose film, TV, and animation. And I'm going to ask you guys to give me a little bit of grace with these because, well,
no Lord of the Rings?
Even with, let's wait a minute now. Let's wait.
Don't get deep like a mud puddle yet, okay?
Don't skip ahead. Live in the now. So first pick, Reggie, if you would not mind. This is a cop-out, like for sure, because I'm supposed to pick one, but like all of them are awful. So, and these are just three that I've chosen. I mean, Ares in the original Wonder Woman film, certain actors playing certain roles like Joker and Two-Face were absolute trash-tastic. But these three I put in here because they were just so offensively bad. That I felt pretty passionate about it. Enchantress, when they had her first change into the Enchantress that we know that definitely looks like that she's from like the rainforest or what have you, that she looks great. But when they did this, all I could think about is the Golden Child and that dragon lady that's behind the curtain. And he was even doing that like freaking bobblehead thing that she does in that movie. Exactly.
She did that behind the thing.
And I was just like, this is so dumb. And don't even get me started on the Suicide Squad film. But this I found so deeply offensive, I almost left the theater. And I've only ever done that once. And that was for the movie Celtic Pride.
All right.
Which we have discussed on another episode. I still don't know what happens to that movie. I'm never going to look that up. I don't care. Don't tell me.
His dog dies. I don't know.
Now, Steppenwolf, I am focusing on the non-Zack Snyder version of Justice League because this dude's obsession with Mother and her boxes was a little bit too Oedipal for me. Like, I could not get behind this. It was whack. And just ridiculous. This really felt to me like, you remember that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie where they did those two animals and they came on, they were babies.
Yes.
Thank you.
Who gave me baby?
That's basically what Steppenwolf up. And he was just looking for Mother. Oh, we're looking for a Mother box. No, stop. That's disgusting. This is beyond Step Rotor. What are you doing? This is
Well,
We have her. We have her merch. It's Mother
Don't-
Box.
Get that mother box away from me.
Exactly.
And then Maxwell Lord, Wonder Woman 84 was disappointing on
It's bad. It's okay.
so many levels, but still visually beautiful. So I want to give it that. But Maxwell Lord, what they did with his character and the resolution, he gets no consequence. He's reunited with his son and not even getting arrested. Like nothing. Like after all that, nothing. He gets
Sir, you
nothing.
literally tried to take over the world.
And it was just like stealing people's wishes and leaving them worse off. And like the whole, and it was just so badly written. This is why I'm stuttering, because it's Wonder Woman and you know how I feel about her, and I wanted it to be good because I love the first one so much. But I also have, like, Ares in that movie. That final battle with Ares did not need to be there. We didn't need it. We didn't need it. But DC in their films cannot seem to get that formula right. And this is 3 prime examples of them doing too much and yet not enough at the same time. And that's why they're kind of like a blanket of all of you are awful.
And the one downfall of Maxwell Lord is the character that he is in the comics. He's a very powerful, like, something with the mind where he can manipulate minds and whatnot and does stuff. It's suggestions, the power of suggestion. And in one of the comics that they had running a couple of years ago, Wonder Woman snaps his neck.
Yep.
She snaps his neck and kills him because he is puppeteering. And what if he took control of Superman? And she couldn't take that, and she snapped his neck because of that. And he was already doing something, which the OMAC project and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
He was a powerful villain.
Even Maxwell Lord that we got in, I think it was Supergirl.
Yeah.
Was it Supergirl? Had more teeth than this. This was just a very...
But he didn't have the power. He basically had the power of, like, wishes because he found something. It wasn't
right, but also he didn't
power.
have the beginning charisma that Maxwell Lord has, or even like the background where this man is just desperate and like a con man, just trying to get his neck up and kind of faking it till you make it. And just that whole thing's like, I wish you would have just called him something else.
I mean,
and not taken Maxwell Lord.
They gave him a kid and he still couldn't make the movie work. I'm just saying.
It was just, and it was just.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. But at the same time, I hear you though.
I don't think anyone's going to disagree on any of these.
He was still a wimp though.
Enchantress was trash in this.
Leave my Alex Danvers alone.
He was, but he had more teeth than this. You know what I mean?
First of all, no, he would not have. No, I don't think Robert Downey Jr. would have done
charisma-wise.
No.
I think charisma-wise, yeah.
He was evil and charismatic. I think RDJ would have been good. I don't think he would have killed it. My personal opinion.
He would have been a lot better than Pedro Pascal as that type of character, I think.
I think Pedro Pascal would have done an amazing job if the script wasn't the absolute shit bomb that it was. Because he's so good in other things, I can't imagine that he couldn't have done this.
And the funny thing is, like, you talked about it where, like, DC can't get the villains correctly. They get the superheroes correct. Like, Henry Cavill looks amazing Superman. Gal Gadot looks amazing as Wonder Woman. Ben Affleck did a great job. Aquaman, I mean, not bad. Like
it was heartthrob season. Let it go.
Ray Fisher as Cyborg, great job. All right, we dropped the ball on Ezra Miller, but the rest of them, great job.
And even I'm sorry, I don't remember the actor's name, but the guy that they finally decided to make Martian Manhunter,
Harry Lennox.
Thank you. Also, I thought was a great look and a great fit for that character.
Yes.
But when it comes to the villains, there's just like this whole anticlimactic.
I can't argue there with Allison.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think Peter Facinelli in this role in the film would have been great too.
Yep.
I think he could have played it now. But yeah, just very, very disappointing, especially for something that I personally have such a deep connection to a character and want to see them do well. It was just really, really disappointing. Hi, Jess.
What up, Jess?
And then for TV, I chose Savitar from The Flash. Now, Savitar, if you are familiar, which I know all of you guys are, is not a named person. They could have literally made him anyone. They could have brought back another cast member. They could have made it anyone that they wanted to, and they decided to do Barry Allen. And it felt like such a cop out, like such a build up to nothing.
Mhm.
And just so disappointing, not to mention this having to be a version of some kind of Flash for every season. It got too old for me. This season is what made me stop watching the show. And I was a diehard watcher. I don't want to say fan because there were problems along, but I was going to stick with it.
He's definitely was the weakest one of the villains, but I thought Thinker was one of their worst ones that they did.
Yeah.
The real villain is their budget and graphics, okay?
But Savitar, like I said, like they could have made him any character, brought back Caitlyn's fiance, which is who I thought it was. I thought it was going to be, because when they show the reveal and her immediately kneeling down to follow him and swear fealty, I was like, oh, it's got to be somebody important. And for it to just be Barry, I was like,
they've had some questionable villains that they've picked for some of this stuff for the Flash. Savitar, I think, was definitely one of them. And the funny thing is Tobin Bell is the voice, which is the guy that did Saw, if I'm not mistaken. So voice-wise, they got it great, but they made a shit character, and it looked like a really bad...
He was just an emo Barry Allen.
Yeah, and it looked like a weird Transformer costume.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You know?
It looked like they got a raise in budget, and they were like, "Let's go balls to the wall." Transformers.
And they spent so much money on that they're like, "Oh well, we can't hire another actor to play this role, so let's just roll it out again." And it was just really disappointing.
Excuse me, Kat. We also don't have enough money for the script to make it good, so
they haven't had that from day one, sir. It's been charisma this whole time.
Okay.
Which I give it to Grant Gustin. Because he is a big reason why that show was watchable at all. For animation, this is going to be for us old timers. Wait, that's my honorable mention, damn it.
No one saw it.
Between the years of 1977 and 1982, there was a show called The Super Friends. And it was everything you think that it probably was.
It was bad. It was bad.
This is, and I'm telling you their actual villain name, the Rock and Roll Space Bandits. And
I honestly do not remember
they
this.
play bad rock music, and it hypnotizes people and makes them do whatever they wanted to do. And their downfall and ended up defeating themselves because one of them got a little bit too cute and switched from his original instrument to a keytar. And that keytar playing made a construction worker's mind like go insane, and he ended up tripping up some construction equipment, then ended up knocking them out and neutralizing them. So that's how they were defeated. Now, this is supposed to be campy and ridiculous and what have you. So, but
look,
even with all that,
they had the special needs kid with his yellow towel like he was a superhero. Nah, bro, this show was... Man, this show was, yeah.
But the thing that the construction worker hit that set off a chain reaction is a giant lobster. And what was the giant lobster? It was the Wonder Twins. The Wonder Twins turned into a giant lobster because they thought that was the best way to fight the Rock and Roll Space Bandits.
What?
So one of them became a lobster and the other one became what type of water? That's what they always did.
Right.
What piece of water did the brother become? Was he a mop bucket? Was he a cup of ice water? What was he?
Give me the child's plastic pool in the
dish. An ice satellite dish that absorbed the music on this giant lobster.
I'm sorry, what?
Was he in space? How did he get
No,
in
they
space?
were on Earth.
How did a satellite dish work on Earth like that?
I'm glad I missed this
I
episode.
want to once again point out this was between 1977 and 1982.
They're coming down off some really good drugs. Apparently.
It was a giant lobster in an ice satellite dish.
Listen.
And the construction worker hitting the construction weapon knocked into the lobster, which twanged the satellite dish, which absorbed the rock music and neutralized them. And therefore, they brought around their own demise in the weirdest fucking possible way. But again, it's because he switched to keytar, and that seems fair to me. That seems like an appropriate
keytar.
Yeah,
Yep.
never switch to keytar.
Right,
It's either a keyboard or a guitar. Let's not Wonder Twins that, like.
Bad. That's just
Okay.
You know what? You got it. I think Keaton
And then
wins.
for my honorable mention, which unfortunately they already got
They didn't-
look at.
they're not gonna know what it is. Very few people know what this is.
All
It
right.
took me a moment. I'm like, what am I? Oh yeah, that. That is not what that being should be looking like.
Is this from Beastmaster?
Nope.
No.
This is to your point, Mr. Daddy. Lord of the Rings, the animated films.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's Sauron in the mouth of Sauron.
First of all, that does not look. You know what? Whatever.
No, I seriously thought this was Beastmaster.
And
with,
even as a child and being all in, this was the most anticlimactic. And even in the live action films, which they try to work around it by showing us Sauron in his corporeal form at the beginning of the films. There's this huge buildup to Sauron, just like there's this huge buildup to Galactus, and all we get is an eye, and that eye gets defeated because of course it does. It's a fucking eye. What is it going to do?
Blink at
Nothing.
me.
Yeah.
We got, was it like 12 hours of movies with the eye literally just like refocusing and swiveling around, and that's it. That's all we got.
And in this shot, the eye looks to the left.
Yeah.
This doesn't even look like an eye. It looks like a dome and something.
Yeah.
No,
like a
it
house or
doesn't.
something.
But this is, this was the animation at the time. But yeah, this is my honorable mention. And then I have one more honorable mention for worst
Allison
villains
has denied
of all
this.
time. And that's these two funzanoons here.
I mean, you're not
I
wrong.
won't
I
deny
think it
that.
was The Last Jedi where they had that opening sequence with General Hux talking to
Fair. Allison. Fair.
Poe Dameron, and he's like, "Can you hear me? Is the mic on?" And I just remember sitting in the theater and I'm like, am I watching Spaceballs or am I watching like a legit serious Star Wars film? Because that whole bit of pretending that the microphone wasn't working and that they weren't able to hear each other and him being like, "Can you hear me? Is the mic on? Can you shut like
But honestly, though, I feel that is something that would have happened with like a Han Solo back in the day because he did that with the mic in the trash compactor and the thing. I don't think to that
pretending
level
that
of
the mic no, when
stupidity.
he was pretending to be a soldier and was sucky at it, that played fair. This starships and you're pretending that your mic doesn't work just feels too campy for me. But both of these guys were over the top and a little bit goofy.
Well, The Last Jedi, The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, the second one, that was basically a Fast and Furious car chase in outer space for crying out
Yes,
freaking
it
loud.
was.
Like,
Yeah.
come on.
When you're force, your family.
This was the Tokyo Drift of the Star Wars franchise.
So we went episode 19 in the future for Fast and Furious.
Right?
I just remember sitting in the theater and being so like annoyed, thinking that this was like beneath the Star Wars franchise to be this campy on such a highly anticipated trilogy.
We did get Space Jesus, so that was
Right.
fun.
Space Mary Poppins, get it right.
Mary
so
Poppins was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Called the Flying Nun.
Yeah, and then there's no gravity
Flying
in
Nun.
space for her to fly. Yeah, I'm going with Space Jesus. That's what I'm going with. 500.
But they were, as villains go, they were just.
I can't help it, Daleen.
So in Spaceballs, when they make fun of that Rocky franchise, or like the Rocky 5000 sequel,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be the Fast and Furious 5000
It will be.
sequel.
How about Michelle Rodriguez sitting there complaining about, oh my God, they make too many Marvel movies. You're trying to make Fast Furious 10.
Yeah, that was before she got her
into
check.
3
Okay?
movies.
Yeah, right?
You're trying to make Fast 10 into 3 movies. Cut it out.
Hey,
Shut up
I
and
heard,
sit down and collect
I
your
heard
check.
in 15 he dies, but in 20 he comes back. Ooh, pick anyone.
Right?
The
Right.
25th anniversary. He comes back.
No, Tom. Welcome back.
No,
Mr.
I
Tom.
think it would be funny if like it's
Batman
Fast
forever.
Furious number 30 is now the prequel, but they hire all the original actors to play themselves as like teenagers.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Uh,
I
Put
think our
Vin Diesel
hologram
in a wig and
technology-
pretend he's 20.
Mr. No
Our
won't be
hologram
available. He'll be called
technology
Mr.
will be good enough for them to resurrect Paul. I'm like, look, it's Paul Walker as a hologram. Let's go.
I mean, we'll get there. I mean, look what they did in Rogue One with what was his name?
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Moff Tarkin. Yeah. I mean, that looked
I
great.
didn't mind the CGI when they did Leia.
Leia at the end, that looked bad.
They didn't.
Leia looked
You could
the
have just
Leia
stayed
CGI
behind
looked
and did
bad.
the view from behind as she was.
Yeah,
talking
that would
to
have been good
R2D2.
enough.
Perfect.
We know who it is.
Would have been perfect.
But I
You did
think the
not
Mark
need to do it.
Hamill CGI was really good in The Mandalorian.
Well, yeah, they had money. Unlike CW. CW don't have money for shows.
Well, they had money when they did Leia.
Marvel spent probably like $1 million per episode in Star Wars. They did that.
They have it. That's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah,
They
for
make
them,
$1
it's a
million
drop in the
every
bucket.
15 minutes.
CW $1 million. That runs like 60 of their shows for all seasons.
Sir, you're right though.
Right.
I hate
Right.
to be the bearer of
And
bad
those are
news.
my worsties. Thank you for
We
listening.
kind of got to kick it into overdrive. We are closing to the
Oh my God, we're
hour.
close to it. We're not going to have time for our best.
I feel
So,
like we can.
I think
That
what,
might be next week.
Reggie's got his, right?
Yeah,
That's
I still
it?
have mine.
oh
Yeah,
shoot.
so let's just do
Reggie
the
still has
worst
to do
ones.
his worst.
We'll save
Yeah.
the best
All right,
ones
so
for
next
another
week is the best.
You have to tune back in,
Oh,
folks.
a cliffhanger episode. I love it.
What one?
Dun,
so
dun, dun. Sorry.
Actually, it's funny that you say that, Mayhem.
Oh my
It's
God!
funny that
No.
you say that. Funny that you say that, Mayhem.
You have him as one of your worst villains?
No, not Frieza. If you know what scene this is, you
Oh.
know what's about to come next.
Okay.
Because I couldn't stand them at all.
These were bad. I will definitely give you that. The Ginyu
I can't
Force.
stand them. I'm like, cool, all right. And then when I watched it, I just realized I'm like, this is Power Rangers. they made Power Rangers in
Oh my
space and aliens.
Yes.
And
If they make this a live action, I want Rob Gronkowski to play him.
Fair
Tell
enough.
me he's not perfect to play that.
Fair
dude,
enough.
you're right. You're right. But I'm like, cool.
Here's-
and then I
here's
get this
the-
intro, and I'm like, yeah, the Ginyu Force. Okay,
Here's
cool.
The
let's
Rock.
do this.
I got The Rock or Vin Diesel. I'm not sure yet.
Okay,
can't have them both.
Okay.
You could go maybe John Cena.
Okay. And this one,
Jace.
for
I say
Jace,
Bradley Cooper.
Make it Michael Cera just to make it that much worse.
Uh,
And here's Danny DeVito.
Oh.
I don't. Damn it. I was gonna say Jack.
and we
I was gonna
are
say Jack Black.
canceled. And we are canceled.
Danny DeVito could be it, but I would say Jack Black maybe.
Jack Black, yeah. But now who's going to be Captain Ginyu, though?
It's a good one.
And this pose, this fucking pose, bruh.
Jim
Why?
Carrey.
Why?
Those shorts
Why?
gotta be comfortable as hell.
Do you know there was at Colorado Springs one year? We had like 4 out of the 5 Ginyu Force people who were dressed up in costumes and walking around. And I went to go take a photo of them and I couldn't find them, but someone told me about it. I went hunting for them.
Should've
Oh,
called
so
the
mad.
Maybe
police
they'll be
people.
back this year.
Yeah.
There you
Seriously,
go.
I'd love to see that.
All right, so my second one is more so of a concept than an actual person or being. Because back in the 80s, I didn't understand what this meant until, recently. And now that I know what it is and thinking about how things were back in the 80s, this would be a major problem. And if I'm gonna just show the clip. If you know the movie from just this quick look at it before I hit play, mad props. I think Bergie may be the only one to get it. Maybe Mayhem. Maybe.
Okay. A lot of pressure on us.
I love
man.
how I'm never mentioned in these. You're right. But
But
I'm like, damn, no faith in me at all.
but see that it makes it that
Did
much
it
better
show-
if you do get it.
Did it show in a documentary a week before?
No.
Shut up.
Oh, I know what it is. I know
God,
exactly
you
what
know what
it is.
it is.
I know exactly what it is. Okay.
God, so bad. So bad. The first movie was way better.
Way
Yeah.
better.
Except
Way
for the
better.
dancing around the room. That bit was dope.
Fair
When
enough.
the whole house spun,
Yeah,
that scene was dope.
because we didn't understand that technology, and people
We
still
did
use it to
not
this day. Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
So if you don't know, the movie, as you can see, is Breaking 2. And literally the whole movie is a fight against gentrification because these kids in the hood, they have a rec center and they want to keep it.
It's called Miracle.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, they want to save miracles. SOS, save SOS and save our miracle.
Wait. I think the most important thing is, Kat, do you know this movie?
Of course I know Break In and Break Into Electric Boogaloo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but literally, these.
Do you know how they got that room?
How'd they get that room?
They were filming on the same set as Nightmare on Elm Street, and they let them borrow it because they weren't using it for a day.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
But that makes sense.
So
it looks like a Nightmare on Elm Street kind of.
It is. It's the room from Nightmare on Elm Street, and they weren't using it that day. And because they were all on the same studio, they became friends, and they asked if they could use it that one day. That's why that one random scene is in there.
At Terracon, I am so asking Robert Englund about this.
Reggie.
Yes.
I'm sure you see it.
I do, Kat. I do owe you an apology, but as I was saying, it's that much more of a greater surprise when she does know.
Special K, Turbo, and Ozone. Hell yeah!
Right. I think Reggie, I think you have a great future in politics. Okay.
No, I admitted wrong, Mayhem. No, I don't.
That's why I said you have a great future. But okay, please continue.
I didn't realize how bad of an issue gentrification was when you literally got this. Like 5 different groups of hooligans decide to put away their differences to save this one building that raised all of them and kept them off the streets. When the rich people were like, we're going to bulldoze it and make a new mall.
We've had horrible movies about rich people, but you know what? This is worthy of being on the list 100%. I appreciate you in this.
You know what's so funny is I recognized it, but then I questioned myself because I'm like, we're talking about villains. And it never...
He said concept.
Yeah. Yes, he did. But my brain wasn't on that. But I'm like, that looks like Kelly. And it was Kelly. It was
when
Kelly.
When we do worst movies of all time with Promise, I'm bringing up Meteor Man. He brought up the Crips and the Bloods, ABC, BBD.
East Coast family.
I mean, okay, you know what? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're okay. All right. And so this is the one that pissed me off the most. That I literally paid a movie that I was excited for.
Empire in Brooklyn? No. No one else?
No, I saw that on HBO. I
saw that in the movie theater. I'm only people in the movie theater was me and Eric. That was it.
Oh, God.
At least you tried.
Yeah. So this pissed me off more than anything. Because the main character and who was supposed to be the villain did not interact the way that they were supposed to. Mm-hmm. And then this actually ultimately became the villain, and it pissed me right the fuck off.
Oh, okay.
It's got the name of it, so I'm not going to be like, oh, can you tell me what it is? It's got the name of it while it's on pause, but it's this right here. It's this. His villain was a rock in the water. Lex Luthor did nothing but just drop it in the water. That's it. And he was like, oh, I'm going to make
the real villains were the Pomeranians, to be honest.
And this was his villain. He had to pick up an island of kryptonite and fly it off the planet.
The villains were the writers that made this movie.
Like, that's all I got to say about that.
You know what I realized? The CGI wasn't all that great.
No.
When I saw it in the movie, I thought it was pretty decent. I'm looking at it now. I'm like, yo, this is what I thought was meh.
It was
the casting was weird for this too. I do like Parker Posey, but her as Miss Schumacher just didn't work for me. Is it Parker Posey?
I think so. And then what about all the chunks that are just falling off?
Well, now it's new kryptonite to kill him.
I guess.
I guess.
Just saying. So
oh my God. And then they try to revitalize the whole movie. And remember at the end where his son revealed the powers. Oh my God.
When he pushes the piano.
Yeah.
His son committed murder. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah,
he did.
I have
justified, but still.
So many issues with that in this movie.
He needs to be tried.
Well, the funny
thing
is, if
record seal.
So Smallville actually used the scene in this movie where he's flying in outer space and going around. They reused that scene for Tom Welling in season 10 when he flew in outer space.
Okay.
They used it.
Hot take. How many goddamn Tom Welling seasons did we get? Was
10.
it like 15? Okay. 10. Can we okay, he was a great Superman. But I think we should have stopped after 5.
You should tell him that when you see him at
In
Rhode
Rhode
Island.
Island.
I will respectfully tell him that I think I'm going to tell him this. I'm going to tell him I'm glad you got a check. And he was crossed over with the new Superman. You know what I'm saying? That was amazing.
Yeah, they did that with the Infinite Crisis.
Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Sure.
Dude,
but you know what? 5.
I was going to say, at Rhode Island, we have like pretty much every Superman other than Christopher Reeves, George Reeves, and Henry Cavill.
Dope.
We've got everybody that has played Superman.
And the night is young.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get everybody to sign. Okay,
It would be great if we could get everybody. I mean, it's not the dead ones, but yeah.
I mean, we can go dig them up. Who's gonna stop us?
We have that as a seance. That'll be at Terracon. We do a seance.
You know what? Some of our celebrities are.
Nope. Listen, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. My coworkers are about to go off the deep end, and I'm trying to save us from being canceled. Not canceled, super. See what I did there? Canceled. This has been the 4-Letter Nerd. I am your remaining host. I'm getting flashed. Would you like to say something? Cool. This has been the 4-Letter Nerd, a Hyrule Geeks Unlimited production. I'm going to bring Reggie back in for one quick second. Reggie, do you have anything else to say?
I will not continue on with my original thought. I will say goodbye to the ladies and gentlemen that were watching us tonight. And I appreciate you all for being here.
Was he done? Are you done, Reggie? Were you done with your picks?
Yes, I was done with my picks.
Did you have any honorable mentions? Because we decided to take over.
No honorable mentions. We're good.
All right.
You know what's crazy?
What's that?